Lagi main talking shit? What are you talking to?
You laughing at ya?
Go, Richard, go. Wow, this is getting sad, bro. Look, guys, just keep recording. Keep recording. Look at that. Who's that in the background?
What will you get from?
Come your ass!
Obviously, you made it back home.
I've had enough of this, said Casey heinous as he fought against his bully. When Casey stood up for himself after being punched repeatedly, it was an inspiration for teenagers around the world that have suffered from a similar situation. While we can advocate that the response to bullying be violence, one has to be able to defend themselves. Casey has done his part. Demi Lovato was also bullied throughout middle school. She was bullied because people thought she was fat, and that made her suffer. She went through a phase where she would cut herself, and ultimately, the external pressure resulted in a severe eating disorder. However, she came up from her shell of misery by ignoring her bullies, and look at her now. She's a young, successful singer. Demi has done her part. But Morgan Musin, a 13-year-old girl, decided to end her life because she wasn't as strong as Demi and Casey. She was bullied because she was only 6 foot tall. Being that tall made her so different. But the questions are, why do people bully each other? Is it to feel superior to others? Is it because someone is different? Well, does this give people permission to harass someone? No, these aren't excuses for bullying someone. According to CNN, 1 of 3 teens has been bullied in school, and 2 of 3 teens believe that their friends were targets for bullying. Another survey published by Family First Aid found that 30% of teenagers in the US have been involved in bullying, either as the victims or as the bullies. Bullying can be in a physical, verbal, emotional, or even virtual these days. Bullying can cause teenagers to have mental trauma, physical injuries, or even worse, it could lead to suicide. Suicide itself is the 3rd leading cause of deaths among teenagers. And a study from Britain clarified that half of suicides among teenagers are related to bullying. These are all certain statistics that I found from the internet, and they're easy to find. It's a lot to take in, right? These are the facts, and we have to deal with them. And by saying to deal with them, I mean to take real actions to stop and change those frightening data, so we and others can sleep without nightmares, knowing that there will be no more victims. From all of the many cases of, we are fortunate to live in an international environment where physical bullying does not occur as often. However, stereotyping and labeling still happen. It is often ignored as we consider it to be normal, but that's not okay. It is the simple things that sometimes cause stress. Many people stereotype Asians as being good in math. And this places undue pressure on students. And when they aren't good in math, they are made to feel inferior. While in some cases it could be true, but it isn't fair to put this positive stereotype onto all individuals. For instance, I consider myself as an average student in math class. And yes, I am Asian, don't be so surprised. I, however, don't let the pressure get to me. From all of the many cases of bullying, people and maybe one of us will feel sorry and say, hey, this is horrible, let's make a difference. And the next day, when we see someone who is being bullied, we'll just walk away. Admit it, at least you know of and have heard someone who is being bullied and you did nothing. It takes more than words to stand up against bullying. You can see that our generation, along with many in the past, is in a big trouble because of this matter. Our generation may be losing its feeling for compassion and empathy to others. Our generation by allowing this to continue is energizing the heartless bully robot to continue on. I want to emphasize several main points that could help or at least decrease the amount of bullying around school or in any setting. Firstly, awareness is a significant step for teenagers and adults. It is important to understand more about bullying and acknowledge the issue. Secondly, the role of adults at school. Teachers and counselors should inform how dangerous bullying is. The role of adults at home have an obligation to teach their children that it is not okay to hurt someone, physically or even verbally. Third, if you see any type of bullying occurring near you, please stand up for the victim. I know that it takes a lot of courage, but defending the victim will often call attention to the bully, and hopefully they will feel ashamed and leave. Or if necessary, involve an adult if it doesn't feel safe. With all these things in play, it is less likely that the bullies will repeat their actions. Now, let's make a change by following these steps. Let's help our generation to find that light of peace, a light that will help us to be a better society and to live with harmony, because each of us deserves to be treated well. Imagine going to school without worrying someone will bully you. So come on, rise from your seat, stand up and say, I've had enough of this. Casey Haynes stood up with the last resort. Let's make sure he's not cornered again. Be the person who saved someone from taking his or her life. Be the one who knows that it is not okay to hurt someone else. Our generation knows better than this. Our generation is not going to be the same. Our generation is going to make a difference. Thank you.